Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
My research topic is double reduction policy, Chinese parents' paradigms in Hebei, China. Next, Hani. These are my research questions. For the first question, what is the current policy on double reduction? I still don't prepare this. I don't know how to answer this question. And do I need to write some burden reduction policies in the years? So this is my question. Next, Hani.
Remember to share screen to Anita. What is the current policy?
The first question, I don't know how to answer. But I prepare to answer the first question in chapter 3. Chapter 2. Next, Hani. This is my contents divided into 4 parts. The first is my questions. The second is policy gaps. The third is parent classification. The fourth is my plan. Next, Hani. For the part 1. Next. My questions are how to summarize the gaps in the formulation gaps, lack consideration for regional differences in equality. And the second is ignoring the needs of parents and teachers. And the next is lack of specificity and clarity. The second gap is implementation gap. Inconsistent implementation include regional implementation differences, inefficient cooperation among implementing agencies, inadequate supervision of off-campus training institutions, include hidden training issues and educational equity risks. The third is increase the teacher burden, include teacher assignment design skills and lack of qualified teachers to meet new requirements. The third gap is evaluation gap, include single evaluation standards and lack of long-term tracking mechanism. And the third is socialized contradictions in the policy implementation environment. The third include examination, orientation, and evaluation constraints, and negative online public opinion. The last gap is correction gap, include inadequate adjustment mechanism, means lack of flexibility. Another point is lack of support for teachers. Mainly point is unreduced teacher burden. Next, Hani. The third part is parent classification. This table, this is a classification table for parents. The first column on the left shows parents' attitudes toward the policy, divided into supportive, neutral, and opposing. The second column categorizes emotions into positive, neutral, and negative. The third column indicates whether parents have enrolled their children in academic tutoring classes. The fourth column shows the number of parents in each category, totaling 51. The right column outlines parents' thoughts on the policy, and the next column describes the parents' emotions as a result of the policy, followed by various educational behavior parents adopt. The next column on the right lists the problems parents perceive with the policy and their suggestions. The blue box indicates the next slide, where I will present the policy thoughts of supportive parents. Next, Hanif. This the supportive parents' thoughts. The first part shows the reasons for parents to support the policy. These are the thoughts. And the next slide. These are the.
This is not moving, is it?
Yeah, it's slow though. It's okay.
It is slow, okay. I'm looking at this one. I don't know.
These are understanding for the policy. Next. This thoughts of this the parents' words. They are what they say. Next. This the other parent. Next. Yeah, I show the four parents what they said. Next. This next means I will show the emotions of the supportive parents with positive emotion. Next. The supportive parents mainly have the happiness, joy, pleasure emotions. These the reasons. I just write the title. Next. This what the parents said. Next. Then I want to show the supportive parents with neutral emotions. Next. This neutral emotion, and the other emotion is calm reactions to the policy. The 4 points is the reason. Next. These the words parents. Next. This supportive parents negative emotions. Next. Negative emotions. Negative emotions include worry, disgust, and anxiety. These are the 4 reasons. Next. Some parents have the same emotion, but other parents the emotion will change. I show the reason. Next. These parents' words. Next. Then I show the behaviors for the supportive parents with positive emotion. These are behaviors. Next. The behaviors mainly show the 3 aspects. Next. I show the 2 parents, the words. Next. This is the neutral emotion. Neutral emotions, parents, their behaviors. Next. These are the behaviors for of the supportive parents. the three aspects. Next. I showed two parents, their words. Next. These are supportive parents with negative emotions, behaviors. Next. These are three aspects that they show the behaviors. Next. For the neutral emotion parents. These three past behaviors of neutral parents and two parents' words. Next, this negative emotion parents, their behaviors. Negative emotion parents, why they show negative emotion? These three aspects. Next, two parents' the words. And the last part is opposed parents. They oppose the policy, show the negative emotion, so they participate the subject training courses. First, I show the parents' thoughts. This her thoughts. And then is her emotion. So her emotion mainly showed anxiety, but initially she was happy when listening the policy, but became anxious because the policy did not keep her child in a good learning state. So her emotion changed. Next is her behavior. This her behavior mainly showed the enroll extracurricular training classes. Next. And then is problems. These parents' thoughts, what the policy have the problems. Mainly showed four aspects: issues of educational fairness and transparency, in effective policy implementation, continued pressure from high school and college entrance exams, issues with teacher quality and textbook content. Next. And the last is suggestion. Okay, next is suggestions and expectations from parents, strengthening communication and cooperation, enhancing policy execution, adjusting examination and evaluation mechanism, focusing on students' mental health and holistic development. And some activities they also interested, and then I can comment them, record them, and have some and have some discussions with them. Third play is my psychological counseling skills. Next, honey. This is my design. Front play activity. The objective is to observe and record the interactions between parents and children in the context of the double reduction policy through sand play activities and to analyze parents' thoughts, emotions, and behaviors related to the policy. The location is a school sand play classroom. Participants or researcher, university students, parents, and their children. Tools or sand play various toys. Duration is 1 to 1.5 hours per session. Frequency, I prepare 2 sessions per family. Next, honey. The process is before the sand play activity begins, the researcher will briefly introduce the double reduction policy to the parents and the children and explain that the same keyword for the sand play is double reduction policy. The second is the researcher will ask the parents to choose a toy from the shelf that represents the double reduction policy and explain their choice. And then parents and the children will follow the sand play rules, select toys from the shelf, and arrange them in the sand play to create a scene representing their view of the double reduction policy. The researcher will observe their interactions and expressions. Next, honey. Then, after the toys are placed, the researcher will discuss the stories in the sand play with the parents and the children, focusing on their views on the toy representing the double reduction policy and the interactions between the toys they placed and the policy toy. This will provide a deeper understanding of their perspectives on the policy. And then, throughout the sand play activity, the researcher will observe and record the interactions between parents and the children, paying special attention to their words, emotional expressions, and behaviors when discussing the double reduction policy. These records will supplement the interview data, providing a more comprehensive perspective for the research. Next, honey. Feasibility analysis. The first, real environment. By participating in and observing the sand play interactions between parents and children, the researcher can obtain real data in a neutral setting, reducing behavior changes caused by the researcher's presence. The second, technical support. The researcher is a certified sand play therapist with expertise in sand play analysis, capable of analyzing the sand play themes, self-images, and toy interactions to deeply understand the parents and the children's true reactions to the double reduction policy. Activity implementation. Next semester, the researcher will teach a sand play therapy course. Once the students have acquired the skills to conduct family sand play activities, they will be divided into groups, with each group conducting sand play activities for one family per session. And next. Maybe that's all. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. All right.
That's my
Okay, thank you. All right. Very good written there. You have done all those interviews, that 40 some, 40, 50?
60.
Oh,
Recording. She wants you.
oh, okay, all right. 50, 60.
Yeah.
60. You have conducted all the 60 interviews.
Yeah, because some small groups, So I want to show you every small groups what they said, what is their character. 哎，特征是怎么说呀？特征
Characteristics.
Yeah,
characteristic. Oh,
Okay, so you have interviewed all 61 now.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's,
51
oh,
51
51 is
Oh.
Oh, 51. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me continue to ask certain questions first, so that I understand what you have done. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to the. Where's your? There. That's the one. Okay. Layout, so that I can see clearer here. Okay. So I need to explain a number of things, right? First of all, you have policy attitude, right? Support, neutral, oppose. So you ask the parents, do you support? Are you neutral about this? How do you ask? You ask the parents.
My questions
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
parents. What's your attitude?
What's your
And
attitude?
how do you what's your policy's understanding?
Okay.
Interpretation for the
Okay.
policy.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. So what's your attitude towards that? So from the response you get, there's those are supporting, there's neutral, there's also opposing. The three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly 3. Yeah.
3, right? Right. Okay. And this is from the response from the parents, right? Right. Okay. And then emotional classification. Support, positive, neutral, negative. What does that mean?
They support the policy,
They support-
but
But
some parents glad, some parents anxiety or worry.
worry.
Some parents don't have any emotion.
But the support, but or negative emotion meaning anxiety. They support, but they're anxious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think
I
some
understand
parents 那应付我怎么说呀？应付，
应付。
他敷衍我，我总怀疑他敷衍我。
Just to say something that doesn't
Not so seriously.
Yeah.
Huh?
That doesn't answer her question so seriously and just think it's a routine. Okay, I just answer you. I don't think too much about
I don't
that.
think much. So that's neutral. Yeah. That's neutral.
Yeah. Say many parents say I support the policy, but
But
yeah, they say but.
so the but is the negative
Yeah, or neutral.
or neutral. Okay.
So I can't find the
Okay.
differences between the support and the neutral parents.
Okay, got it. Oh, yeah. I see your point now. Right. So, the but is the neutral, the negative or neutral, right? And then the negative can be anxiety, worry. Oh, okay.
Disgust 是吧？
Disgust. Disgusted meaning.
反感 disgust 反感，不是恶心，
Who's
不是恶心
dislike? They dislike.
对
不喜欢
对 dislike yeah
dislike, yeah. They support but they dislike. Okay. Alright. I can understand. I get that.
Support but dislike.
Alright. I can support. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I okay. So they support it but they dislike it. Okay. Okay. Good. Alright. I just want to say, I suppose you can support something but you dislike it but you still support it. Right? I get that. So this is emotion, right? So okay. So what we have that is the emotional classification. You put it on the second column, right? Policy, the attitude, policy, and then you have emotional classification. Yeah, right?
yeah
Okay. So what is the difference between the emotional classification and emotions? The fifth to the sixth column. Emotions. After thoughts, you have emotions.
Yeah.
What is the difference between that and the emotional classification and the emotions?
分的不是挺清楚，其实。
It's not a big
他
difference.
是问我每一类的情绪的区别吗？
这两个啥区别？
就是
Emotional
就
classification.
是上次我问你的那个问题，
就是这个的区别，这个
啊
是跟这个的区别是吗
Yes, yes.
是这个，
不是你那一列和那一列的区别。
这个区别。
类似
上次我不是问过你这个问题吗？就是你怎么去，she just want to
Yeah.
divide the
Emotional classification.
that column to these three, these four
Which one?
types.
Oh, okay.
就是说
Divide that column.
一个一个的这个区别是吗？
不是，它跟那一列啥区别？
对。
Emotional. What's the difference between emotional classification and
跟这一
emotions?
列是
啊哈
区别。
哦
这都叫 emotion。
I want to show you the contents.
The exact words about the
Exact
parents'
words.
said.
Happy.
Okay, the content.
I'm very happy about this policy or something like that.
Alright.
Content.
So, I just want to understand your classification first, yeah? So that you need to explain to me. So, and subject training courses, what does that mean?
学科类培训班儿，outside schools training courses.
Outside
Outside schools
school,
training
okay.
classes.
Okay, like Puzi.
In the policy, it's subject training courses. 学科，语数外。
Related to the study, not the talent.
Yes. So related to study. So it can be about mathematics, or it can be about English, it can be about science, Chinese language.
Based on the examination.
Based on the examination, based on the subjects in the class. All right. So these are do not participate. Okay. All right. I understand. All right. Okay. So that's number of parents. So this is parents classification. Thoughts, emotions, behaviors. Okay. Problem suggestions. All right. Okay. So this is first of all, just we want to make sure that it doesn't confuse the reader. The reader is me. Eventually, it become the examiner, but now it's me. Right. So the emotional classification and emotions, you want to extract out and put it there, right? Is there a reason that you put emotional classification there?
Reasons.
What is the reason you put emotional classification? 为什么放在那边呢？
I show in the next slide.
So in the next slide,
它是说那个情绪的分类吗？
why do you put emotional classification in the second column, not? What's your
Because that column is related to the first.
the first one? That's why I want to listen. Why do you do that?
为什么放第一列呢？
那不是第二列吗？你
不是，
忘了呢？
就是上次那不是我问你，就是你为什么这么划分，就是导和我问的一样，就是他把he put the first 1, 2, 3 the three column.
The three column. Yeah.
This is relevant to her interview question.
Yeah.
So she divided to first support neutral and opposite, and then the second is relevant to the first. The third is relevant to the second.
Okay. All right.
So
是这个意思吗？
差不多。So my questions to the parents mainly divided into 4 parts.
Yes.
The first part is the policy attitude, and then I will and I asked them the emotion to the policy.
Mhm.
And then they told me their behaviors to the policy, and maybe maybe their behavior is not relevant to the policy. And at last, they told me about something about problems and suggestions.
Okay.
So I make the table.
Okay. So the way you divide the parents will they'll be like one support positive, support neutral, support negative, neutral neutral negative,
Neutral.
opposed negative, right?
In-
Yeah, meaning these are the 6 groups of parents, right?
I don't know how to divide the parents, so I
Okay.
showed this.
This is the I see I want to understand your logic, so I can start to see your logic of thinking for classification of parents. All right. So then over there there's also participate and do not participate. Well, participate. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Their behaviors include many aspects.
Yes,
I just
yes.
show one their behavior. If they let their children to enroll the training classes, because the subject training courses is the policies mainly content.
Mainly about the content.
Yeah.
It's in the content.
Yeah,
So eventually there'll be 9 groups of parents there. Am I right? 9 groups.
9.
9 groups of parents. Right?
Yeah.
If you want to classify the parents, there'll be 9 groups of parents. Alright? 9 groups of parents. Okay, I just want to understand your logic. So there's a negative emotion. I want to differentiate between the emotions and emotional classification. Yeah. So policy attitude is actually an emotion, right? No, the attitude is in motion, right? Yeah. So you can combine that to one. There's a policy attitude. So instead of emotional classification, it would be instead of saying that policy attitude, and then you have emotional classification, that will confuse eventually the reader. You can have you can name it something else, not emotional classification. So we can talk about the attitudinal variations instead of emotional classification, because over here you have emotions, right? And then people are confused your emotion and emotional classification. So change the emotional classification into attitudinal variation. Can you do that? Attitudinal. And can you help? This one.
Attitude.
The emotional classification is the attitudinal variations. Attitudinal variation. Yeah, it's a bit weird to spell it. From the word attitude, attitudinal. attitudinal. DINAL. DINAL. No O there, no O there. That's right. Variation. So in the policy attitude, there's variations in the policy attitude. So right. So there's among the people who support, they support that policy, but they have variation in their attitude, which is they're positive about one is what negative, the other one is neutral. So when it comes to emotion, you talk about emotion. So now you talk about attitude, right? So there's I support that there should be that smoking should not be allowed in the office. I support, right? But I'm a smoker, all right? So I'm a smoker. So it will cause anxiety to me, right? So that's actually an attitudinal variation, right? So I support the policy that there should not be smoking in the office space, but that still causes anxiety because I'm a smoker. The smoker will feel, where I'm going to find places to smoke, right? And I will find difficulty. I still find difficulty. The other one is positive. Oh, that's good because I don't smoke. I'm happy. I don't want to smell any smoke and all, you know. And that's very positive, right? So it's positive. It's a neutral, and there's a negative. Right? Okay, is that okay? So you remove the word emotion there. Can we say that?
Emotion.
Now you have emotional classification, right?
Yeah.
So now we don't use the word emotional classification so that the reader do not get confused. Then you the bottom part, the positive emotion and all that, don't call it emotion, call it something else, because emotion is already there, right? So you don't want to have a double, column for emotion. So this one you call it something else, and a positive emotion, call it positive something else, not emotion. Otherwise it would be redundant, it would be repetitious, it would be repeating what the second part is, the next emotion is. So you got to find different word, not emotion. Fine, use your creativity, search the synonyms for emotion, right?
I need to delete this column.
Maybe positive. Don't delete.
Change the
Just change.
attention.
Positive reaction, negative reaction, neutral reaction, negative reaction. Yeah, you can use the word reaction. Yeah? Reaction is another one.
Okay.
Or emotion. Reaction would be good because this is their words, right? So reaction. So this is still about attitude. Actually, attitude is a form of emotion too, right? There's the cognitive, the emotion. Emotion is attitude, and there's the behavior. Okay, so this is about labeling, just labeling. So positive emotion there, honey, we help change it to reaction. Positive reaction, negative reaction, neutral reaction. All those become reaction. You got what I'm saying, Eva?
Reaction. Change the emotion to
Change the
reaction.
reaction, yeah. So it's not the same as emotions over there. Okay?
Okay.
So in your description later on, you can say, look, among the parents, there are parents who support, but they have they have negative reaction towards the support. Right? So you will need to explain a bit, So they support something, but they are anxious about it. Right? They support something, they're worried about it. They support something, but they dislike it, which is people might. How does it work? You will need to explain. You got to go to the emotions and thoughts and behaviors, things like that, right? Okay. So use the word. You just type the word reaction there. Okay, we got it. Right, I got it. Right, we got it. Yeah. Okay. All right. It looks like you have done a lot of work there, which is good. You think there's 51 interviews. So you've interviewed 51. That's all of the parents, right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Right. Actually, you don't have to before you make your. This is your. You haven't done your preliminary or your progress report, right? Your research progress presentation, not yet, right?
40。他正常。
你还没有那个做那个
progress report，对。
Not the committee, yeah. So for research progress report or preliminary or pilot study, you don't have to do a lot. You just have to do a few, like 10 pilot study, right? But this is not pilot anymore. You have done. These are all of your respondents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to do more, right? This all.
你还要再去访问一点吗？还是就这些？
For the first I told you is 47, and then 我不放心怎么说呀
she think it's not
enough.
No.
So I again interview 4 parents. I think I meet the interview 信息 information saturation principle.
That's right. That's good. Yeah. Okay, you met that the saturation point, right?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So that will be all right. I think you soon be ready for the research progress report, but presentation. But I need to see your comments first. Can you show me some of the quotes,
Codes.
quotes or comments?
Coding.
Comments, quotes.
Comments. Oh.
Right. Okay. By the way, your spelling, yeah, your emotions.
哎，怎么先出现了我 emotion 呢
Yeah. Spelling. Yeah, spelling will change.
Reactions.
Okay. So how do you present your work? This is the whole paragraph. So you don't want to do that because you want to just these are emotions of opposed parents. This is so you want to say now there are. Can you go to the columns again, honey?
怎么一下子蹦到最后去了呢
So now you have 9 classification, parents classification. Right, Eva? 9.
？9哦，
9个分类。
怎么分类的？就是
从那个
就是右边这个。
9类。
其实我分成的是11类，我还合并了一下呢。
I think the Chinese has a word. Mama
我怎么分的？我怎么分的嘞？
你不就往后面的数字吗？11、4，那不是9吗？
Chinese has a phrase.
In fact, last time I
If one parent
They're 9.
support the policy and they have positive reaction and they don't
Participate. So that's 1, right?
Yeah.
All of that. There are 9 there.
11.
No, the 9.
No, there's 9 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes, 9.
这里有6种服饰。
9种9。
他是说这个。
分类。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, that one. No, this one.
1, 2, 3. 哦，这
是
样。
9，yes,
6, 7, 8, 9. Oh.
Yeah. 9 classifications of parents.
有9种。
9种家长对。
I want to know how to classify these parents.
Yeah, you have. Then you classify them now.
可以的。
I'm not sure I'm right.
You're not sure. Okay, so okay. This is fine. This is good. It makes sense. It makes sense, right? It makes sense. So you have this 9 classification of parents.
Yeah.
Right. So the way you want to show your report, your presentation, your research progress presentation or pilot study. It's no longer pilot because you have done all of them. You have done findings presentation. Is to show, is to give them label, right? This one you need a label for this one. Right?
I need your help, my doctor. I need your help.
You need the label. This one.
Oh yeah.
This one. Yeah. for this one. Parents who are support but have support and positive reaction and do not participate.
Yeah.
Right? So
One typology.
one typology, one classification,
Yeah.
right? So you have that classification, but it's a bit too long, but it's okay. So when you do this, you got to decide whether you want to do content analysis or you want to do thematic analysis. You can do that. So now you got to decide right now, right? You want to do content analysis or you want to do thematic analysis. Analysis. You're going to decide which one you want to do. Right? So you go and study research methodology again. Right? Which one you have to choose? Content analysis or thematic analysis? They are more or less the same, right? But content analysis, there are many types, right? Content analysis, you could look at, it's more about coding, more about frequencies, right? Frequencies. This one is more about themes, about patterns, more about meanings, right? What do I mean? So when you say this one, it is closer to what is it? It's almost like these are both qualitative, right? These are qualitative data, but this one is closer to quantitative in a way. What do I mean? Because you give example, parents who support, who have positive but do not participate. Okay, that group. So they say they use what word? They use happy, right? Yeah. They use glad. They use grateful. They use relief. These are words, right?
Yeah.
These are the words, different words, right? So you count from that. Or the word happy appeared 20 times. This one appeared 12 times. This one appeared 13 times. This one appeared 17 times. Right? That's content analysis. That's content analysis, right? So it's an example of content analysis. Right? So we just do the type of words they use to describe the emotion. Right? So this one, and the emotion, we have that one, right? Emotion. For thoughts, right? For thoughts, what do they have? Example of the thoughts. Example, give me thought. 他们想什么？想什么？这个他觉得什么就是想的吗？
他就觉得挺高兴，
就是觉得想的。
他怎么想的？他觉得这个政策是一个利国利。
Logical.
利国利比较好。
利国是
Benefit.
yeah, beneficial. Yeah. So beneficial. What else?
确实really reduce the parents and the children's burden.
Burden, okay, reduce burden. Right. Reduce burden. So you count beneficial, how many times they use? 30 times. This one uses 27 times.
If one parent, the contents include 3 beneficial, and how to count?
This is count.
You
can count 3 as well, it's fine. 3. Because it's one parent say 3 times beneficial, right? It's beneficial beneficial for the bag to carry, doesn't have a lot bag, it's much lighter. Beneficial for teacher to concentrate, and use beneficial again. Beneficial for me to help my own daughter or son, and they're beneficial again. So how many times they use? Just report it. So this is, I'm giving an example of how to do it. This is one type of coding, just frequency, simple frequency. Right?
All the parents' frequencies.
Oh, and
So do you have the recording of their interview?
you have transcription, right? Recording, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 汉语服务。
I saw,
You
yes.
saw, okay. Yeah, I saw you showing me too last time. This is one type, right? Content analysis has many types as well, like thematic analysis too. Another type is what we call the proximity. This is kind of similar to this course analysis. The proximity is when they say policy, what do they say? Oh, proximity. So they say policy. This is a good policy. Good policy, right? When they say policy, what come after or before proximity? Before policy. Good. When they say policy, is good. They say wise. They say logical. So you can study policy is linked to many different adjectives. What's adjectives in Chinese? Adjective. 大小香臭好吃。
反义词。opposite， no，
adjective，
反义词，反 opposite。
No, opposite.
opposite 接近。
Adjective, right? Adjective.
proximity。
Proximity. So you find the word that is closer to that word. When they say policy, what do they say? What they say policy, what do they say? Understand me? So that's another way to analyze content analysis. When they say policy, how do they describe the policy? The next word to policy or the next? So 这个饭很香啊，这个饭好吃，这个饭什么？
形容
很辣。
adjective。
对啊。没有这 all those are related to the policy. The next word they use, right? The next word they use or the next word they use before. Right? Because content analysis is like surface. You just look at the explicit.
你经常会想到的就形容它。
Just the surface only, right? The content. So by doing content analysis, you can capture the different words they use, different thoughts they use, different emotions they use, right? So this is one type. You got to decide. Thematic is different. Thematic, you look for the meanings. Thematic is deeper. So what I like you to do now, is to decide. Like it's not difficult. Just go home and and see whether you want to do content. And thematic analysis is the one that who did thematic analysis. Kusama did thematic analysis. Ulam. Right? You're looking at patterns of description. How not just one word, not just two words, but the whole meaning. Ada yisus in so when you talk about yisus, when you talk about meaning, it's thematic analysis. So you're going for deeper analysis. That's thematic. So now you can there are many textual analysis, but I'm giving you two simple ones to decide because both of them you can use. You can use either this one or this one.
Content analysis is the first one, the first step, and then
No,
两个选一个。
选一个，这个就要看他的比较深的思想，他们说的感觉怎样right? I think because you teach communication, you might know about content analysis, right? Yeah, content analysis. you do content analysis? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. There's frequency of the words, proximity of the words.
Yes.
Okay. Jonathan 可以这样的。Or thematic analysis. Thematic analysis will go deeper. I would suggest you do thematic analysis,
Okay.
but not necessarily. You decide, because both are useful, right? This one, because you have a lot of content, a lot of words there, so you want to do this. So you say, for instance, when they say support and they're positive, they say glad 12 times, happy 30 times. You know, you're counting the words. That is actually, remember your paradigm of thoughts and emotions, right? That's your research question, right? So the paradigm of thoughts and emotions include happiness. For this group of people, it's happiness and beneficial, whatever. So eventually you can summarize and say, for there are 9 groups of parents, this group of parents, these are the main characteristic. This group of parents, what's the main characteristic? This group are the main characteristics. You see where, and that becomes the paradigm, right? So you say the paradigm of group 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 characteristics in this paradigm. This classification, parent classification number 2, 第二种 characteristics, how do you say in Chinese?
特征。
特征是他们的特征就是他们的 paradigm. The paradigm is broken into the characteristics of the paradigm, right? Paradigm of what? One is paradigm of thoughts and emotions. The other one is paradigm of behaviors.
Paradigm?
It's in the research question. It's a research question. So research question is always the focus, right?
How I use this thematic analysis to answer my question?
Thematic analysis, you got to go deeper. So you got to read like this. Even go, and then you scroll up, right? Can you scroll this up a bit? But you need to go and study this too, right? You can study this too.
Both.
No, you cannot use both. Why? Because during the Bible, the examiners will get really confused if you say both. They will say this is separate, although there's overlap between the two. Because content analysis can go to a level that becomes thematic analysis. But a lot of examiners do not know that. It's called contextual analysis, contextual content analysis. Then it can become thematic analysis. But a lot of examiners do not know that because they do not study research methodology. I teach research methodology, but I'm here to help you so that you win. So you want to confuse the examiners, right? So it's best to separate it, right? Although there are like 5, 6 types of content analysis, right? So there's also something called the intertextual content analysis, where you compare 2 different texts, right? Which I'm going to get at afterwards. So I'm going to get at, right? So this is where you decide this too, right? So study, thematic analysis. So I do not support the policy because parents lack the ability to tutor. So ability to tutor, lack ability to tutor, that's a theme. Theme. So here eventually you want to have a logical structure. So you come up the logical structure. So lack of ability to tutor. So parents lack ability to tutor. Have to rely on tutoring classes. That's another one. Right? So that is another theme. Have to rely on tutoring classes. Cancelling these classes increases parents' burden. There. There's another one. Can lead to conflicts with children. That's another thing. So many teams. There are four teams there. During tutoring, affecting learning quality there. There are 5 teams there. Immediately, in one response, you have 5 teams there. And you see from the teams, some parents will have the same team, some parents will have the different teams, right? And then you want to see the patterns of the teams, right? When they say lack of ability to tutor, tend to be associated with this particular group of parents and that particular group of parents. You can see. So when you chart the whole thing, you can look at how Chang Yi-chang did his work too. Chang Yi-chang was doing some kind of thematic analysis as well, content analysis as well. So you can look at his work too, right? Actually, Chang used to do content analysis, not thematic content, but it leads to theme. So this is I think that while reducing the burden of students, reducing the burden of students, because this is a policy, right? The policy increase the burden of parents. Reduce, so these are 2 things. The policy is doing 2 things. Reduce the burden of students in terms of energy, finance and time. Energy, finance, time, there's 3 different things. Right? You see that? There's 3 different things. So it should be 1, 2, 3. Help maintain their children learning state. Maintain their learning state. So these are different meanings, right? How people put together different meanings and construct a logic in their mind. So you will have the themes, and then so instead of writing this whole thing, you just take it up, put 1, take it up, put 1, put a theme, group them together. But then you see common themes emerging. You see themes appearing from your data. You say, oh, this parent say this parents also say this.
They say the
same thing. They say the same thing, right? They say the same thing, but different ways maybe, right? So you can group them together under, for instance, lack of ability. Different parents say different things. So you group them together. So you have a thematic analysis of everything. But you can base it on the 9 groups of parents, right? So you don't have a lot to analyze for one particular group. So this particular group of parents have 3 common themes, or 5 common themes, right? Because you only 1 in there, 1, 3 in there, 11 in there, so 11 will have more themes, chances are, right? But the one can have 5 themes, it's fine. Then there's one sentence and 5 themes. Right? So the themes is and then you construct a logic linking the themes too, right? So when they say they lack what? They lack energy. Yeah? They feel burden. It is burden of burden. They may feel burden of what? Energy, finance, time. So next time if somebody were to look at this problem, they say, okay, how do I help parents finance? How do I help parents time? Right? So if I'm designing a policy right now, okay, if I can help to incentivize the finance, I incentivize the parents of finance. Or I can say, okay, let's do this. All parents on Friday afternoon, give them 2 hours off from work so that they can spend time at the learning centers with their children. Right. So, but they spend time with the learning centers with the children so that they help the children's academic, subject training there. I can design something like that, right? Or for instance, in Stockholm, people say, Stockholm, Sweden, people say, we don't have time and space to do to relieve stress, right? So one of the things that Stockholm government does is they created a little garden patches, garden space for them for the workers to go after work. They can do gardening there before they go back home. So they have time. They have space and they have time because they don't have to go home to do it. So that helps them with their well-being. You know, all the Scandinavian countries, their well-being happiness index is high, right? So because they have all these well-being things going on. So policy can be designed to help based on understanding of the paradigms of thoughts, paradigms of behaviors, right? But now you just go and study a bit about content analysis and thematic analysis. Yes.
I choose
You want to choose this one, yeah. I think this is better. But this is nothing wrong with this one too. This is also good. But this one you go deeper to understanding, right? So that is the text that you get, right? The second part that I do not understand is the stem play thing. So tell me about the stem play thing. You gotta explain to me. Tell me.
Okay. If I use the first type.
What's that?
Content analysis.
Yeah, content analyze. That means the methodology is mixed method.
No, it's qualitative.
It's qualitative, yeah.
Also
Although some
qualitative.
say that this is quantitative, qualitative,
I
but
mean,
it's qualitative.
but I used the first
Frequency.
frequency about the data.
Yeah,
That maybe there are a lot of
numbers,
Yeah,
statistics.
yeah.
That's why some people describe as quantitative, qualitative, but it's still qualitative because we are not doing correlational studies. We are not doing a regression analysis. We are just doing frequency.
only count.
Only count. Only count. Yeah.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
count. Yeah,
Okay. Thank
yeah.
you.
So the counting indicates intensity of the emotion, or we can say like there are different words for happiness, right? In Chinese also there's happiness. 高兴还是什么？
开心，快
开心
快乐。
非常高兴的人，明白？
非常高兴。
Very happy.
Is there a Chinese word like the English have ecstatic
兴奋，
and 兴奋啊？ So these are different words. So some words are 可以了，还好，很好，非常好，yeah. These are different words, have different depth and intensity in the meaning, right? So you want to say, or they say 还好，可以了，差不多。Right, so that's ours is boleh makan lah, sikit-sikit, whatever lah, kan? So they say this, they say 10 say this, 10 words are being 10 times are being used this, 5 times is being used this, 3 times is being used this. So the intensity of the words also count. So when you describe the paradigm, you can describe it that way too. So and you can compare between this paradigm and this paradigm, right? This paradigm they use words that are what is it? Hopeless, right? Hopeless. I think there's a term. I was sending to you an article about Chinese youth, and I forgot to bring that. I wanted to bring to you. I think there's a Chinese term for it when they say what is the youth who cannot find work. What is it? Basically like
Yesterday
lie down and rot or something like that.
躺平了。
哦，
Lie down。
内卷是不是啊？对对对啊，
内卷，
内卷，
对不对？张宇 ，Are you hearing? You say that?
内卷吗？
内卷
内卷。
啊，对对，大概是那个，对对。It's a word that's used by the Chinese youth in China, right?
Yeah.
Right? So they just lay low and let it be and do not like give.
No, that's 躺平。内 内卷 is opposite. They work day and night and they
Oh.
work very hard.
Yeah. Oh, alright.
Yeah,
Right.
then so
Oh, 内卷在内卷 Okay, okay.
They compete with you.
Oh, that's a kind like explain that word to me.
You
I-
give up 就是躺平
躺平
is opposite to 内卷。
内卷 Okay. So there's the words those words, right? Capture the thinking, capture the emotion too. So that can describe the characteristic of the paradigm. See what I mean? So what so in describing themes or content analysis, sometimes, many times, we actually use the original words also, the indigenous words, the Chinese words, but you got to translate it. But it translate it, but you can still use it there to describe, because sometimes the Chinese words are much more accurate to describe the emotion, to describe the condition or to describe the situation. So you do not want to lose the meaning by translating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can still use that word, but you got to have footnote explaining it, right?
我需要另进行意义的，有包含情感的那种翻译。
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying now. It's okay. Okay.
So I just have a little question.
Yes.
So we can't use both content analysis and
I do not recommend that. I suppose technically you can, but I do not recommend that because it will confuse the examiner later. Because examiner, a lot of people will say you cannot because it's two separate types of analysis. Understand this is methodology, method of analysis, right? This is not method of data collection. It's a method of analysis. Interview is a method of data collection. Content analysis is a method of analyzing, right? So, but thematic analysis and conflict content analysis has to do with analyzing the content. So, but just take one.
So we cannot expect what the interviewer said. We cannot do it in advance. We cannot accept the keywords. The interviewers will say, because such as for example,
We cannot what? We cannot.
We are not expecting what they say about the questions. So we cannot expect. We cannot.
Inductive is what you do not have a theory, right? You go in, let the data create the theory for you, right?
Yes.
So that's inductive. Right? But can you do content analysis with deductive? The answer is yes too. So you do have certain theory, right? You can test your hypothesis using the content analysis. You can do that too. Right? So content analysis, generally speaking, you can do both inductive and deductive. So I will have a particular theory, and I say, well, what is it? Generally speaking, parents would reject this policy, right? So I have hypotheses and all that. So I use content analysis to test my hypothesis. You can, right? But can you go in without a theory? Yes, you can too. And you construct the way they think and all that. So that would be what you're doing right now, right? But what you're doing now is actually deeper than that, because what you're doing now is you're letting them explaining the categories for you, right? What's your emotions? You let them explain to you, right? Okay, so this is where you open up the space and let them explain to you. So that's abductive, which is somewhat different from inductive, right? The other one is what is it? The content analysis is also very context specific. So we do not generalize. They do not generalize. So what you discover in one particular context, because there is, excuse me, issue of reliability, right? But compare content analysis and thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is much more interpretative, right? So you interpret more. Content analysis, you don't interpret that much. Yeah, the interpretation is only what you think are relevant to what you want to study, right? So emotion, what the words are emotions, right? But you do not interpret the emotions, right? Right. Thematic analysis, you are looking at the meaning. So meaning, there's a level of interpretation, right? Okay, so that's as far as your data, the qualitative data is concerned. Now the part that I don't understand is the sandbag. It's a kind of therapy too, right?
Therapy.
The sandbag therapy.
Sentences.
You use it to sandbag. The
沙盘
Oh, sand play.
this one. Oh, sand play. Or you call sandbag? Sand play.
It's a tool on psychology.
Psychology, right? So it's similar to drawing.
No. In the box is sand.
Sand, yeah.
Sand.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, it's like psychological analysis of drawing. You know, when war or violent families or family with domestic violence, you let the children draw and get them to explain, right? Is that?
They put the toys into
不是
the
问你
boxes.
跟那个绘画那个什么是不是相似？
It's not similar.
It's not similar.
But they can use their finger draw in the on the sand.
专业层面是不一样的。
In psychology, the drawing is also a psychological counseling skills. But this is another
It's
way.
another. Okay. So you're using the sand play. Using the sand play because I'm okay. I'm open, but I say to observe and record interaction between parents and children in the context of double reduction policy through sand play activities, and as parents' thoughts, emotion, behaviors related to the policy. Okay. Wow. So.
Because